Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 51 of Guess the Trade. But first, let's talk about episode 50. We looked at Joseph C's Vito Pro Pack TPLD. Nice bag, great loadout. Many of you are really interested in his shoulder strap that he made for himself. A lot of questions was asked about that. And then not only did we get to see his TPLD, but we got to see some inside of his van along with his pack out drawers, some of the tools within those. So what was it that he did with all those tools? Well, many of you were guessing along with me, HVAC of some sorts. Some of you went a little farther and said HVACR, and some of you said specifically refrigeration. And in a sense, we were all a little bit right. He said he spent multiple years in HVACR. He's done commercial HVAC, residential HVAC, and now currently he is doing commercial refrigeration service work. So that's what he did. A lot of guesses right along those lines. I appreciate the loadout. Appreciate you sending that in. It's always great to see tool bag loadouts. I love watching tool bag loadout videos. I love watching van loadout videos. So it kind of was a combination of two. Again, thanks for sending that in. Well, today we're going to look at two different loadouts. Today we're going to look at David Z and then also Brent Kelly. I'm doing two loadouts today because they both only sent in 5 pictures apiece, so not a lot of pictures to scroll through, so I think I can fit 2 in. One of them has a Weehaw Vito Pro Pack Tech Pack, and then one has an Occidental leather bag, so both are 2 bags that I don't think we've had on the Guess the Trade yet, so interested to get into these. But the first one we're going to look at is David Z. He sent in that Weehaw Vito Tech Pack, so we're going to take a look at those again, see if we've got questions for him, and then see if we can guess what it is that he does. But let's go ahead and jump into his tools. So first picture here, again, it is a Vito Pro Pack Tech Pack, but it's also a Weehaw branded version. So again, I've not seen one of these, but now that I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that red and black mixed together, it's getting me even more hyped up for those infrared Vito Pro Packs that are going to be coming out this year. But here's the outside of this bag. I don't know if there's any significant difference other than the color scheme and stuff like that of the Tech Pack here, and then also just your standard or blackout Tech Pack. But on the outside, we can see he's running, I'm not real sure over there on the right. I think that must be Skill or something like that because the battery doesn't look like Milwaukee. I almost started to say it was Milwaukee, but I don't think it is. Klein tape measure over there on the left. And again, just a very nice looking bag. I really like the look of it. Here's that side opened up. So again, he does pull out these tools. So I'm just going to zoom in, allow you to see the loadout of what he's got, how that kind of stacks in. So he's got some Vera screwdrivers, looks like. Klein, looks like he's got some Knipex stuff. Weehaw, Hilti even. Just all sorts of different brands it looks like that we're going to get to look at. Racketeers, he's got those strippers. Stud Buddy, I can see. So again, there's that side of the bag. Zooming back out, we'll move on over to the next picture. So if you flip it around, as the Tech Pack is, you can also open up that other side. Zoom in here. Looks like that is a Hilti drill. I can see that now. I can see his battery pack says Hilti on it. So I've never ran any kind of Hilti cordless power tool. I have had some SDS type rotary hammer type drills and stuff like that, but never anything cordless. Looks like he's got Klein meter, several nut drivers. Some of those are Hilti as well. Looks like a label printer as well, and then also tracer maybe. So again, we'll see these. So just to give you an idea of what all you can fit in this bag. So you can also, even if you don't know about the Weehaw version, I think again, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to the Tech Pack. So you can kind of see if you're interested in a Tech Pack and maybe you're in his trade, you can see these are the kind of tools that he's able to fit in there. Again, that's what's helpful with these. But that's those. Now we'll get into the tools out of the backpack itself. We'll start up here at the top and kind of scroll around. We're going to see Vera smaller type screwdriver up there. Also a, looks like an extension. I want to say maybe that looks like a Bosch, possibly based on the coloring of the little label right below the bit holder. 2 Weehaw, looks like precision drivers, Malco 1/4 5/16. The Klein insulated precision driver set as well. Some concrete bits, it looks like, that fit in the 1/4 inch like impact. He's also got the network cable, crimper, cutter, all those things there. That should throw you something because, you know, most people don't just carry that in their bag all the time. Stud Buddy, Racketeers stripper. I've thought about getting that one. Vera stubby up there at the top. Moving down, we got the Weehaw colored hex keys, and then also those are, it says inch, so those are SAE. I'm assuming, no, I actually was going to say that's a Klein torpedo, but that is a Savage torpedo level. He's also got the Knipex forged wire strippers with the insulated, and let me see if I can zoom in. I think that has metric sizes on it. I still don't know if they've came out with a AWG version of that one yet. Weehaw, as far as his pliers, he's got those power cuts, the diagonals with the push button that gives you more leverage. Weehaw needle nose, I know a lot of people say they really love those. Knipex, I think Knipex Cobras. I don't know if those are Knipex or not, actually. Those might be something else. They look a little different, so I think those might be something else. I could be wrong, but I don't think those are Knipex Cobras. Actually, I know they're not. Maybe those are Weehaw version. Also, the Knipex pliers wrench, he does have that in the 180, and then a pair of Cobras in the 180. So I think that next one must be the Weehaw version. I haven't seen that smaller size in those. Then there's the Milwaukee made in the USA Lyman pliers. Those have that screw cutting function, also a crimper. I've done a video of those. Actually, I think I keep them over here in my drawer, or maybe they're in my house bag. Those are my house bag Lyman pliers. I really like them. I still prefer the movement of my Knipex, but those have a whole lot more features on them for the price, though. So they might be a good fit for some people. I like them, but again, they're just not something. Lyman pliers aren't something I use quite as much as I used to anymore. But he's got those there. Now we'll move on down. Some sort of a flashlight that looks like it has a pivoting head. So I'm interested in that one. The Knipex Cutex, I'm beginning again to use that knife a whole lot more than I used to. The 7-in-1 Klein handle with the flip socket. Also the 27-in-1, I believe that's the 27. It could be the 14. It's hard for me to tell between those two in pictures on the precision driver from Klein. Also a Vera Phillips #2, a Weehaw cabinet screwdriver, probably 3/16, and then he's got a Hilti there that's the bigger size, the 1/4-inch size probably. Also another small level there. I can't tell what the brand is on that. Let's see, it's blue. I wanted to say Empire just because it's blue. I can kind of see it there in the middle, but I don't know if that's Empire or not. Klein Tools tape measure, 16-footer. So Klein actually they had some on clearance. They had two 25-foot tape measures at my Lowe's for like, I think it was $14, made them $7 a piece. But I think they've got like a cheaper version of a tape measure and maybe a better version of a tape measure, because these two, I wouldn't have paid $7 a piece for them. They were very chintzy. I didn't like them at all, so that's maybe not buy them, but I noticed that it doesn't really look like the one that's here. So you guys can let me know in the comments below. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at the Klein tape measures. Maybe I've just been picking up the cheap ones every time I've looked at them, but I don't care for the ones that I picked up at all. Maybe they got better ones than cheap ones. If you know that for sure, I'm going to actually look the next time I go on those, but drop that in the comments below. But he's got the 16-foot magnetic one there, and then he has a Hilti SFD 2-A12. Again, I know zero about Hilti power tools. Never bought any of the cordless versions. I do like the belt hook on that one, though. It does look like that's pretty nice. So there's that. Next picture. So this would be the back side of his bag. So again, another probably network tool of some sort from Knipex. Another network tool there beside that as well. Let's see, so all these things are pointing you in a direction of you should have a pretty good idea if he does something along these lines. So he's got all sorts of, there's a punch down tool, jab saw, again, just different tools. I don't know exactly which ones some of these are. The brand and the model numbers and stuff aren't turned around, but all those kinds of sorts of tools for networking type stuff. Label maker from Brady right there. Klein meter, let's see, a CL120, I can see that number barely. And then again, this Klein tracer, a lot of people really like this one. I've always had the Fluke version, and then now I've got the Klein ET450. That's not necessarily probably for what he uses this tool for, but combination. I've had the Fluke version. I've heard this Klein is actually a little bit better than the Fluke version of this same style tool. But again, he's got the Klein one there. All these tools right here should probably point you in the direction of his trade, more so than even maybe that last picture. But I think this is the last one. It is. There's his name. So there's these tools right here. There's the main tools, or his hand tools, on the front side of his bag right there. Again, here's the back side of that bag loaded out. There's the front side of his bag loaded out as well, and then here's that bag closed up. Again, a very nice looking bag. Really like that bag. But after looking at David Z's tools, if you've got any questions for him, make sure and ask those down below. But then don't forget to take a guess in the comments what it is you think that he does with his tools. What's his trade per se? I think it's somewhere in the networking aspect of things probably. Again, I don't know for sure. He didn't tell me, so I can't guess on that. So I'm definitely going to guess networking of some sort. I can't really go any farther than that because I don't know enough about that for specifics. I'm normally a wire runner, and every now and then I terminated at that final position. I don't get in depth to networking stuff and stuff like that. So, but again, take a guess at what it is that you think he does. That's our first loadout. Appreciate you sending those in, David. The second loadout that we're going to look at, I know the answer to, so I'm not going to guess on this one. I'm going to try my best not to give any hints. But the next one we're going to look at is Brent Kelly. He has an Occidental leather bag. This is pretty new to me. I've never seen this one. It's very neat, so I think it's going to be a curious look for some of you guys out there. But let's go ahead and jump into his tools and see if we can guess what it is that he does. So first picture, again, here is his bag, handmade in the USA. You'll see the Occidental leather logo in a little while. I don't think you can see it anywhere else. Klein tape measure again. He's got the 30 footer, so again, maybe I'm not looking at the right ones. A lot of people running those. Looks like he's also got the Klein hex keys down in the top, and we do see these. So again, it's more, this is kind of like a open tote tool bag. Again, I had never seen one of these before. I know a lot of people that really like Occidental leather. I've got one Occidental leather product. It's the only one I've ever owned. I made a video for it. I think I actually saw the pouch on Real World Tool Reviews a long time ago. I ended up buying it. I wear it for whenever I do drywall, whenever I do flooring. It basically holds my tape measure, my knife, and then a pencil and stuff like that. I really, really like it. It works out really well for me. So I'm interested to look at these. A lot of people really love them. So again, just to give you an idea of this bag, looking at it from the outside, lots of tools in there that we can see, and you can see even more here in this next picture because this is the flip side of that bag. He also has a pouch of some kind that, you know, fits over top of it. He's got that latched in somehow. He also, it looks like, has a meter on that left side, which was on the right side over here. Different screwdrivers, different pairs of pliers. Looks like some Klein, looks like some Knipex, several things. Lots of different colored tapes. So them tapes sometimes tell a story. Looks like he's even got another pouch even behind those tapes. I thought that was a pocket. That looks like a pouch. So he's got red, green, white, yellow, brown, orange, and black. So that should throw you in a specific, again, not trying to give you some hints, but should throw you in an area at least. So now we're going to go, he's got all these pictures in quadrants. So these are all the tools in that bag. Again, we'll go up here to the top. He's got some Stay-Con, it looks like. Let's see. Again, there's all that tape. He's got a tag to tag his wires. Also has a big ratcheting cable cutter. Klein hollow nut drivers with the colors on the end. I think they're Klein. Also, it looks like he's got a Klein screwdriver set, Klein demo drivers. Moving on down, he also has the Klein nut drivers. Those aren't the pass-through. Those are the regular ones that are just magnetic. But he's got all those in some bit holders. Couple different levels over there. Also has, I'm going to assume those are Klein lineman pliers because it looks like the rest of his pliers are probably mostly Klein. It looks like he does have some commercial electric, but he's got the Klein crimper, Klein diagonals, Klein another cable cutter. Actually, that might be, I don't know if that's Klein. That could be commercial electric, that green. I think I've actually got that same pair. And then commercial electric, long needle nose type pliers with a cutter on it. And then it looks like he's also got the Klein alligator style Cobra type tongue and groove pliers. Also a box wrench down there at the bottom. Klein non-contact voltage tester and a Milwaukee fastback, a pen and a pencil. Also, I think I missed that little stubby right there. He's got the multi-stubby. I'm going to see how far the next picture comes over into these. So he's got all those there. Yeah, so we can still see a lot of it here. I'm going to zoom back in up here to the top. So also has, again, there's the Klein hex key set, Klein 30-inch tape measure. He's got basically a whole entire set of Klein screwdrivers, along with he's got that ratcheting. I believe that's a 15-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver right there. Precision driver. Moving on down, he's got the Klein adjustable wrenches. Klein insulated drivers, and then he also has a set of Knipex insulated drivers as well. Knipex screwdrivers are one of the things that I've never even thought about delving into. It's like it's not something that even crosses my mind, Knipex and screwdrivers. So I'm interested in your feedback on those, Brent. Do you like Knipex handles? They look a lot like Weehaw to me. Like, again, I've never seen a Knipex screwdriver in person. It's not something I'm ever going to be able to see in a store and hold in my hand. I'd have to order some, those kinds of things. They remind me a lot of Weehaw screwdrivers, but I'm interested in what you think about those. Moving on down, Klein strippers down there as well, a couple different pairs. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it that we're seeing here. We'll go to the next picture. So here's his meter. He is running a 15B plus or something. I'm not real sure what the number is on that beside it. Is it a 158 plus 15? That's a number I'm not familiar with. So interested to see what that one is. A big Vulcan. I mean, it's a big old hammer to carry around with you. He's done some serious work with that. There's that logo on the bag right there. So Occidental leather. You can see that right there. It's also got some little slots on the side up there. This has a lot of little pouches and stuff in it. It's a very neat bag. That right there, that little knife holder, that's what's inside my pouch. So you could put a chisel or a knife and then a pencil down in it. That's actually in my pouch. I really like that aspect of it. So very neat looking tote. Pretty nice bag anyway. So there's the last picture there. There's his name. So again, there's his bag. Some of his hand tools right there. He's got insulated drivers, adjustable wrenches, tongue and groove pliers, strippers, screwdrivers. Those don't really necessarily tell you as much because those are all things that a lot of us use no matter what your trade is. But I think as we move over to the left, you're going to see more tools like the big cable cutters, the crimpers, the diagonals, all the levels that he's got there, his big ratcheting cutter. And then again, I think the electrical tape and the electrical tape colors should be a big tell for you guys as far as kind of throwing you in a certain direction within his field. There's one side of his bag with his pouches and everything on it. And then we get to that very first picture. There's the front side of that bag. Again, a very nice looking bag. I'm sure it holds up nice. Looks like it would be easy to move around. Nice handle on it. Those kinds of things like that. But that's Brent's loadout inside of his Occidental leather tote. Really nice bag. I'm glad you sent that in. I had never seen it before. And especially once we started seeing the tools out of it and I saw all the little slots, places where you could hook your pouches on and stuff like that, it might be a very good fit for a whole lot of people out there. So I'm glad that you sent that in. But if you got questions for him, ask that down below. Guess what it is you think Brent does with these tools. Again, I know, so I'm not going to guess with his, but don't forget to guess. And then also don't forget to guess what it is you think David Z does as well. But hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope that you get something out of it. See a tool that you didn't know existed. See a way to load out your bag that you didn't think of. Any way that it can help, I hope that it helps you guys out. But as always, stay safe, have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.